Looking at the map of Canada, one may overlook the small island located just off the south coast of Nova Scotia. But that's because they are unaware of the rich history of this mysterious island. That's because it is the location of the fabled Money Pit, the supposed location of untold riches that may have been buried by several notable figures of human history. For over 200 years, many men have hopped on that boat to the small island, hoping to find their fortune on the peculiar island. However, rather than finding said fortune, each and every one of these people had left the island with nothing but the confirmation of the fact that the island is just full of mysteries linked to historical figures such as Shakespeare and Captain James Anderson. Furthermore, they also bore witness to the most peculiar things that have intrigued historians for over 2 centuries. Join us as we sift through these perplexing mysteries of Oak Island. Maybe we can wrap our minds around one or two of these enigmas that surround the legendary island that is Oak Island. The Money Pit. The mysteries surrounding this fabled island began in 1795 when a young man named Daniel McGinnis came across a circular depression on the island while he was fishing on the southeastern end of the island. Funnily enough, he remembered witnessing a strange light emanating from the tiny island in Mahone Bay. He was already knowledgeable about the island's history of being a place where people came to stash their hidden fortunes, with some believing that the legendary Captain Kidd, among others, had buried a fortune of about $2 million on the island. Daniel believed that this may have been too much of a coincidence. Immediately, he recruited a pair of his friends to dig into the depression that is now known as the Money Pit. Early on in the dig, things looked good for the boys when they noticed that the soil was loose. The boys believed that they must be in the right place because about 2 feet into their excavation, they came across flagstone that was laid across the mouth of the depression. They continued digging further until they came across deep pickaxe gouges along the walls of the pit, along with a layer of timber that was covered in some clay. Encouraged by this, they continued digging until they hit a depth of 30 feet before suddenly stopping for no given reason. Some believe that they may have either discovered what they may have been looking for, or they may have found something that chased them away. Either way, since then, this money pit has been attracting many who believe that there is treasure to be found on Oak Island. Strange parchment. The mystery of the island was also amplified by the discovery of a strange parchment which was 153 feet underneath a dense layer of what could only be compared to cement. Already its location tells us that it was placed there by somebody, which makes us wonder what exactly such a person had to hide. Some believe that the parchment may have belonged to William Shakespeare and that it was hidden there by Sir Francis Bacon, a man of many talents. In fact, along with being a scientist, Sir Bacon was also a philosopher, statesman, jurist, and if you believe the tales, he may have been the one responsible for much of Shakespeare's work. Eager to secure the manuscripts of these works along with some unpublished ones, it is believed that Sir Bacon chose Oak Island as the perfect place to hide these parchments from the world. That said, we must acknowledge that it is at best a rumor. Only further analysis of the parchment and its content may reveal the truth behind one of the secrets of Oak Island. Submerged ship. One place that has fascinated adventurers who have found their way to Oak Island is the swamp. The reason for this is that they believe that it contains a sunken ship that was submerged into the murky waters by those who wanted to hide it from the world. This rumor was ignited by the discovery of a charred ship brace that showed signs of experiencing intense pressure on it. If this is the case, one may guess that the ship may have found its way to the island in order to unload some valuable cargo only for it to be destroyed as they tried to leave. Those who were trying to prevent others from knowing that the ship was on the island must have sunk the ship into the swamp. Further credence is added to this suggestion by a blacksmith who analyzed the brace and came to the conclusion that this incident may have occurred in the 18th century. Bone fragments. As strange as that might be, the discovery of human bone fragments may present an even stranger concept for those fascinated by the island to digest. Clearly, this made many uneasy as they discovered these bone fragments in borehole H8. Upon analysis, it was deduced that these bone fragments belonged to 2 separate individuals of different racial ancestry. However, the discovery of the bones and their racial heritage only seemed to create more questions than answers. Who were these men and what were they doing on the island? Were they part of those looking to stash their fortune on the island, or were they part of the people who were hoping to dig up a hidden fortune? Did they get there at the same time? Nobody can tell us the answer today, but we're sure that as time goes on, one day these ancient bones will reveal more answers to the secrets of Oak Island. Inscribed stone. Another legend surrounding Oak Island is that which concerns the granite stone slab that contains some strange inscription on its body. This slab was alluring to historians and treasure hunting enthusiasts alike, not only because it was one of the original items found in the original money pit, but also because of the undecipherable message written on the slab. Unfortunately, the message has remained undeciphered to this day, and as such, the stone only adds more intrigue to the mystery of Oak Island, especially as some believe that these words on the stone may have some insightful information about the island. That said, there are some skeptics around who point out the lack of evidence that supports the notion that this may be the key to unlocking the secret of the island. Nonetheless, this item has captured the imagination of many who are drawn to the allure of the island. Maybe one day it'll truly unlock the secrets behind the enigma that is Oak Island. Keyhole. This item is one that has stirred up a buzz among those eager to find treasure on Oak Island. The discovery of this decorative keyhole has led to speculation that this is proof that Captain James Anderson, the infamous sea captain, had lost 3 of his treasure chests on the island. Even more interesting, there are some who have the strong belief that one of them must be on the island. If this keyhole is actually linked to Anderson's treasure, there are happy days ahead for whoever comes across such a treasure chest. However, we must keep in mind that until conclusive analysis is carried out on the keyhole, we can only dream about the possibility of this being the key to one of the most sought-after treasure chests on Oak Island. Samuel Ball. Next up, we take a look at some items that may be linked to one of the most important figures in the history of Oak Island. These items that were discovered on Lot 24 of Oak Island are said to tell us the story of Samuel Ball, a former slave who lived in colonial America until he was able to earn his freedom by fighting for the English during the American Revolutionary War. The discovery of coins, buttons, and parts of a pistol has made historians wonder if Ball had participated in treasure hunting activities on the island. Following his freedom, Ball was able to become a landowner on Oak Island in the late 1700s, and these items seem to suggest that he may have had the time and ability to hunt for treasure on Oak Island. Knights Templar. Finally, the discovery of a coin has made historians and Oak Island enthusiasts speculate as to whether or not the Knights Templar had actually made it to the island. After all, why would the medieval military order cross the Atlantic Ocean to land on a small island? Some have explained that this may have happened because they may have wanted to hide some of their vast fortune on the island, and the presence of this coin only adds more credence to this speculation. Excited about learning more about this mysterious order, we'll make the experts study this coin more, and maybe one day we may be able to unlock this intriguing secret of the legendary Oak Island. That's it for this video. Feel free to explore our previous videos to get your mind blown. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified whenever we upload an intriguing content. Until next time, goodbye.